guys. Glad you guys are here. I'm really happy. I've got a new setup today. I ended up finding a tripod. It's not really a tripod. I've got a tripod for my camera for my face, and it just spreads out way too much, not enough room. I found one that's more like a stick. It's got a nice base to it. So I've got this set up a lot better than I have, and I can actually see my comments a lot better. So hopefully I won't miss as many as I have been lately because there was just such a glare where I used to keep it. Oh, hi, Christy. Glad you're here from Indy. She's in my neck of the woods. Hi, Myra from Iowa. And hi, Crystal. And she's in Kentucky. So I'm glad you guys are here. The numbers are starting to come up. So if you're here, I'd love to hear from you. And we always like to see where everybody's from. So love to hear from you. Well, can you believe it? This is the last few days of celebration. I can't believe it. Celebration ends on Friday. It's probably because I missed most of January being sick. I got to look at my celebration stamps and I can't get over all the ones I wasn't able to make anything with because of being sick. I hated that. Oh, hi, Dana. Glad you could make it. Hi, Kathy. You're both here. Got Dana on Facebook and Kathy on YouTube. Hi, Mary Catherine. Glad you're here. Hi, Ann from Arizona, South Arizona. Okay. Well, I think we'll go ahead and get started. But like I said, if you come on, just let us know where you're from. Oh, hi, Marva from Northeastern New York. Glad you're. Oh, hi, Babe O'Mara. Hi from Idaho Falls. I don't think you've commented before. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Oh, hi, Lynn Fonace. Glad you're here. I will say your last name because I know I usually get two Lynn's. Oh, hi, Becky. Becky Schlossnagel because I'll have another Becky. Let's see here. Get my auto scroll going. But yeah, this should go a lot better. I'm liking this setup. It doesn't take much to make me happy. That one thing I'm super excited about. You know how I keep complaining about my internet being slow and it drives me nuts? Well, our electric company has finally got fiber optic out here. We've been with AT&T. They're never going to get fiber optic out here. But we are getting fiber optic installed tomorrow. So I'm hoping next Tuesday everything should go smoother than usual. You may not notice sometimes there's a lag. I'm hoping that will help take care of a lot of things. But it's a lot faster internet, plus it's fiber optic. So I'm excited. We're getting tired because we stream our TV too, and it's been glitching up and driving us nuts. So we're all excited. And it won't take me as long to upload videos. I'm really happy about that. Oh, hi, Marilyn from Nebraska. Glad you're here. Oh, hi, Nancy from Bloomington, Indiana. Glad you're here. You're not far from me either. Oh, hi, Ruth from Pennsylvania. And Debbie Franklin from Vermont. Glad you're here. Oh, hi, Carmel from Texas. I don't know if I remember that you're from Texas. I don't think you've been able to watch for a while. I'm glad you're here. Or you just haven't commented. Or I missed it. Well, I did go back and read, so I don't think I've seen you on here. I'm glad you're back. Oh, hi, Polly from North Carolina. Glad you're here. Okay, well, we've got a good amount of people, so let's get going. I am going to just talk about celebration real quick. I'm looking over here. My camera's here. That I'm going to have to get used to. It is right. Oh, if I can get hold of this, it is right next to where I'm looking on my tablet, but I have to look over just a little bit so it doesn't look so weird. Mary Catherine from Texas. Glad you're here, Mary Catherine. Oh, Dana, do you have the fiber optic? I'm glad to hear you love it. That's good. I'm excited. It's funny. When we lived it was still Mooresville, but Canby address anyway, we had dial-up there. We didn't get the faster internet until we moved here, and then they came out with fiber optic, and then they weren't going to bring fiber optic out here, but thankfully REMC did it, so we're excited. Seems like we're always behind the times, but we like living out in the country, so we're fine with that. We just had to wait a little bit longer. Oh, hi, Diana. Glad you're here. Oh, hi, Jody. I was getting ready to say, we're going to be roomies real soon, aren't we? I can't get over how fast it's coming. We don't have much longer till on stage. I'm excited. I'm so glad you get to go. Oh, hi, Carissa from, I know what NB is, from Canada. I just went blank on the NB. I know what that is. Nova Scotia is the only thing that's coming to my mind, but I know, and that wouldn't be NB. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go over celebration. Actually, we're going to do celebration real quick. Then I'm going to do door prize, and then we'll get going with the class. just want to show you this. Let me get the door prize thing off of there quick. We don't need that up just yet. For those of you that know, you can, and some of you have already been doing it, you go right ahead and start putting the hashtag door prize. That is fine. I'm trying to get my, oh, I want to hide that one. There we go. I couldn't get my captions to pop up. Okay. For celebration, you get free stuff, and it ends Friday. I can't get over it. Like I said, the last 2 months I have just flown by, and the basics is for every $60 you place on an order, before shipping and tax, you get to pick out a free celebration item. And there are a couple that are 120 before shipping and tax that you can pick out. But most of them are free with a $60 order before shipping and tax. That's the gist of it. There's some other things, like a $300 order gets you $30 more in Stampin' Rewards. The best deal is joining my team. You can find out all about this stuff on my celebration page. And when I talk about links, if you're watching on Facebook, look at the top of the page and you'll see a Learn More button. Click on that, and all of the links I talk about are there. I can't get quite as specific, but I do have one that's exactly just for my celebration page. So click on that and you can get all the information there. But after February 28th, that link will be gone. So if you're watching the replay and it's after February 28th, celebration's over. Those of you watching live and before that, you still got a chance. You don't want to miss out. But you get all the information there. But like I said, make sure you check out, especially if you average $100 order every month for a Stampin' Up order, you really should consider doing this because you can get all your stuff you will get all your stuff at a discount when you're a demonstrator. Really good deal. Plus, you get even more in your starter kit if you sign up during celebration. So just click on that celebration link. There'll also be a link there that you can get all the benefits of joining my team. If you have any questions, just contact me. And there's a contact me link down in the video description on YouTube. Just click on that. You can contact me. Just message me if you're watching on Facebook. Okay. Now, making sure I haven't missed. Oh, hi, Ann. Oh, I said hi to you. That's right. I just saw your hashtag door prize. Let's see. Marlene, I can't remember if I said hi to you. Hello. She's in Iowa. Okay. So what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and grab. Oh, I do want to go. I have two people that I haven't heard from, so I'm going to give you one last chance. This one is Vanessa Higginbotham Longton, I think is her full name. You had got this a couple weeks ago. It was the door prize from a few weeks ago, and I have not heard from you, and I don't have your address. So if you're watching on YouTube, click that contact me link, give me your mailing address. I'll mail this out to you. If you're watching on Facebook, you can message me there from the page. And then one more, Diana Hardaway. This was from the last card class at home. These are the Opal Rounds assortment, and I never heard from you either. So Diana Hardaway, if you could contact me, either contact me on YouTube, that link, or message me on Facebook. But after this week, I'll go ahead and put those back in my stash for door prizes again. Now, this is for everybody that watched my live last week and watched the replay and did hashtag door prize. Now, the way my door prize works, so I pop this back up again that I had up earlier. You have to live in the United States to get in on the drawing. So you live in the US and you want to be part of the door prize drawing. Make sure you comment hashtag door prize. Type it in just like you're seeing on the screen right there. All one word, all small letters, and make sure you get that hashtag in there. So no spaces. It has to be typed in just right if you're watching live, because I have a program that pulls all the comments that have hashtag door prize. It has to be typed in just right for it to put you in the drawing. Now, if you're watching the replay, if it's not exact, no big deal, because I'm going to put your names in the wheel, and you're going to see what the wheel looks like here in just a minute, because this is for this one for last week. I always have two door prizes. I do one for just the people that watch the lives, and the second one is for the people that watch the lives and watch the replay. Now, if you win one like during the live, I'll tell you about that here in a minute. If you win one, you can only win one per video. So let me go ahead and go to my screen with my wheel. This is from last week. And let's see who's going to win. It is, oh, Trina, you almost won. Lisa Stacy. And I'm not sure on here, I don't know where you were watching. So on YouTube, just click that contact me link. If you're in my video description and get back with me. Give me your mailing address, and Facebook, you can just message me. Okay. Actually, I didn't want to go that screen, but that's okay. So Lisa, congratulations. I'm glad you won. Now I got to try to keep things a little organized so I don't go nuts. Oh, there they are. Nuts at the end of the video, because usually it looks like a tornado hit once I'm done. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the door prizes for tonight. So let me get this. Oh, wait a minute. I need to do this real quick. Okay. There we go. So this one, I got a couple. They're kind of neutral colors, but neutral colors you can do so much with. These came out, last July, I do believe. Yeah, last July. Pecan pie and clear ribbon adhesive back dots. But I'm not going to take out the package because it is brand new, but there are little lines in here to get that ribboned look. So they're clear and pecan pie. Love these. These, the clear ones, you can make any color you want if you've got Stampin' Blends. So it's really neat. Okay. Oh, thanks, Anne. I'm glad you liked that card. I had fun making that birthday card. I like that one. I think that's the one you're talking about. Might have been the butterfly. I like the butterfly too. I've been making shaker cards a lot lately, so I'll take a little break from that for a little bit. But was having fun with those cards with the flip flaps, making the shaker cards. If you missed all those, you can find some links down below in the video description on YouTube, and you can watch those videos. Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of congratulations. So we'll go ahead. This is, like I said, do the hashtag door prize if you live in the United States and want to be put in the drawing for this. So this is the live one, and I will announce the winner at the end of the live. So make sure you stay tuned to the end so you know who won. And then these, I had tried to give these away before. I mean, I've given away a bunch of them. And I think the last time I brought them out, I said, oh, this is my last pack. Well, I didn't hear from that person. So this one's back in the mix because I know a lot of you like this. These were the adhesive backed cork rounds. Love these. And they really are made out of cork. I love them. They came with that Trusty Tools set, but they can be used as flower centers. Somebody told me that they even use Stampin' Blends to color them to make them a little more yellow for flower centers. So there's a lot of neat stuff you can do with this. So this is everybody that lives in the US that does the hashtag door prize during the live and the replay. So I'll go over that again here at the end. Now it's time to start getting ready for the class. Actually, I want to tell you about the thank you gifts. That's what I want to do. So we're done with the door prize for right now. So there is the host code. I started a new one today. And, oh, hi, Karen. I just saw your name. I looked up. Oh, hi. And Judy, hi. Let's see. I think I've said hi to everybody else. Okay. Now I may be from here on out, I'll start making cards and I may not see all your comments if I miss them because I try my best to look. And like I said, tonight I can actually see the comments a lot better. There's not a glare. There's a little one, but not bad. So if I miss it, I always go back and look at the comments. And last week I actually looked at them right after the live was over because now that I do these an hour earlier, it's not so late. So I'm awake enough to do them. So I'll probably do that. From here on out, I'll come back, look at all your comments. Any that I missed had questions on Facebook, I'll just reply to your comments. So you'll get notified of that. On YouTube, the live chat goes away. So I'll try to tag you. I'm not sure if that works or not, but I'll tag you but you can find the answer under the regular comments under the video because the live chat gets turned off as soon as the live's over. Oh, hi, Patty. Glad you could make it. Okay, so I want to show you, oh yes, all the thank you gifts. If you place a $50 order before shipping and tax using the host code you see there on the screen, you will get the card kits to make 2 each of the cards I'm making here tonight. I do the embossing for you and any die cutting that is done that's not part of the featured bundle. If it's part of the featured bundle, you'll get the card stock to do the stamping and the die cutting, but you'll have to do the die cutting yourself. So that is for a $50 order using that host code. If you bump it up to a $125 order using that host code, you'll also get a full roll of the black and very vanilla large check ribbon. We've had gingham ribbon like this before. I think this is the best one we've ever had. I love it. You can see I'm using it on these card kits, and you will get the ribbon that you need to make the cards. Plus, I'm using the antique pearls, so you'll get 2 strips of this, and that's more than enough than what you'll need to make your cards. So all the embellishments are included here. This is just an added little bonus. You can get a whole roll of this. if you bumped it up to $125 order before shipping and tax. And then if you bump it up to a $225 order, you will get the two-tone sparkle gems. These are a little more expensive than most of the embellishments are, so they're really nice. It's a $9 pack that you would get free, but it's got balmy blue and bubble bath, I do believe. This video is not doing it justice. They are so pretty. I love that balmy blue and bubble bath look really pretty. So now, if your order is $150 or more before shipping and tax, do not use that host code. You'll still get the thank you gifts that you earn from me, plus you'll get Stampin' Rewards from Stampin' Up. But if it's under $150 before shipping and tax, you must use that host code because that helps defer my costs and getting this so I can get this stuff to you for free. I wouldn't be able to afford this otherwise. So the $50 order before shipping and tax, you get this. If you order by the end of the day Friday, which would be 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time, because that's Utah time. So 11:59 Mountain Time this Friday, February 28th, is when celebration ends. You would get the $50 would get you the card kits. If you bumped up to a $60 order, you get to pick out a celebration item. So you might want to bump it up that $10. This is the one with the $125 order. That would get you up to 2 celebration items using the host code. And then a $225 order, that gets you 5. Yeah, 5 celebration items. Okay, so I'll explain that some more here at the end of it for people that come on later. Okay, now I've been wanting to make cards with this set. Oh, if I can get a hold of it. There we go. Almost couldn't reach it for some reason. Let's see. Oh, I love this set too. Yeah, and I am watercoloring it. I'm not using blends this time. I've been using blends. Christy was talking about how much fun it is to watercolor and use the blends. I'm going to be using blender pens with the ink pads. I thought I'd do a different way of coloring it this time. And I think it looks really good. A lot of times with the blender pen, you get some lines and stuff. I think it kind of goes with the, or lines or streaks as you're coloring. I think it kind of goes to make it look more like a cartoon, like the old type storybook coloring. So I thought it looked really good. So I like that. Oh, hi, Candy. Glad you're here. Yeah, Crystal, this is actually the first time I've used this bundle, and I've had it for a little while. That's terrible. Oh, hi, Cheryl. Glad you could make it. So here is the set. It's got some sentiments in it. Oh, there we go. That was something on my screen. I got it fixed. But there's Storybook Friends. If you only get the stamp set, it's $25. But if you get the bundle, it's $55.75, and that saves you 10% versus buying these separately. So this is $25. The die set is actually $37 by itself. But if you bundle it together, you save the 10%. It's $55.75. Now, write this stuff down. Make sure I remember. Right now, the dies are not available, but they're going to be available next week. That's what I was thinking. I'm glad I wrote it down to make sure I was right. So you can't get the bundle right now, but next week is when they're supposed to get it. And lately, they've been getting things a couple days early because earlier the Timeless Plaid DSP is designer series paper, by the way. It was not available, and it wasn't going to be available till next week. Well, they've got the shipment in already for that paper. So the Timeless Plaid is back. I just found that out this afternoon when I looked it up. The Storybook Moments DSP, which I'm going to show you both DSPs here in just a minute. It's not available right now, but it's going to be back the week of March 10th. So those may come sooner, but that's okay. I have enough of the DSPs for the card kits, so no worries there. But if you're wanting to buy extra for yourself, the bundle will be available again next week, but I will post about it if it comes sooner than that. And Timeless Plaid DSP is back, and the Storybook Moments will be back. DSP will be back March 10th, the week of March 10th. So I wanted to show you that. I'm actually going to use all 3 frames. I love the frames and a lot of the images too. Oh yeah, Christy, hopefully you'll like the look of that. She said she had to use the blender pens. I haven't used my blender pens for a while, so I thought, okay, I'm going to get that out and see how it looks, and I liked it. Okay. Oh, your blender pens dry out too fast, Marilyn? You know what? I don't know if this will make a difference. Mine last a really long time. Make sure you store them horizontally. Don't have them going like this, straight up and down, because of both tips. At least one of the tips will dry out. I don't know if that makes the whole thing dry out faster, but I always keep mine stored flat, and they last me a really long time. So hopefully that'd help. And something else too, I used to do this with my gel pens. I don't have a gel pen right now, but I would keep them. Those would always dry out fast for me, and I keep them in a Ziploc bag, and that might help keep it from drying out too fast too. Okay, now I'm going to grab card number 1. So this is enough to make just one card. This is what your pack will look like, but you'll have double the amount, except for the ribbon. So a couple of the pieces you will get just the one. Like this is going to be enough to do all of the bunnies for both cards and things like that. I'll tell you that as I'm going though. Get my little paper out of the way here. Okay, so this is the card base. It's just a regular old olive. It's 5.5 by 8.5. Let me grab my bone folder. Get those corners lined up. That's you. Those of you who watch all the time, you always hear me say that. I think it's so much easier when you fold your card. You could score it too. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But if you just fold it without scoring, just line up those corners and it gets it right. Just gets right every time. I don't look at these long sides. If I try to do that, a lot of times I end up missing something. If I just look at those 2 corners, it lines up really good. Polly says she loves using the blender pens. I do too. Oh, that could be Marilyn. The cap may not have gotten put on. That is very possible. Yeah, you always want to make sure those are on good, but that could definitely do it. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside. That was the card base. This one is a piece of crumb cake that I embossed. Get a hold of it. There we go. I always like to bring the embossing folders in because we have so many different sizes. This is an eyelet 3D embossing folder, and that is what did this. So I do all that embossing, for the kit. So this is a 4 by 5.25. And I think, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start put this together. Oh, I told you I was going to show you the DSP. My goodness. Whenever I haven't shown the DSP before and I make a card class, I like to show all of them real quick, just in case you haven't seen them. So the Timeless Plaid is 6 by 6. And I love the colors in this. So this I'll bring a little closer since it's smaller, but this is a 6 by 6 pack. There's the other side. There are 12 double-sided designs, and you get 4 of each. There's that side. But the plaid looks so good together with the Storybook Moments DSP. There's that one. And this one. Aren't these colors neat? I love these colors. This one. And we've got this one. I've got a lot of designs to show you with this one since there are 12 of them. And that one. And there's this one. My goodness, 12 does take a while. There we go. I would have been done with the big one already. This one. And I think this is the last one. And this one. Okay, so that is the Timeless Plaid. And then the Storybook Moments is a 12 by 12 pack. I love the houses on this. Aren't those? They're cottages. I think they are so neat. But this definitely reminds me of the vintage storybooks that we had as kids, or like your parents might have had. And there's that. Now, some of these, there's another set, and I just went blank on the name of it, that has pots and plants and things like that. And some of the dies coordinate with it too, in that bundle. Then there's this one. With this size. Oh, did I show the? Yeah, I did. Okay. Then we've got this one. I love the little squirrels on this one. Now, these do not line up. I think some of these line up with some of the dies in that other bundle. Because this is suite is called Storybook Moments, and it has 2 bundles in it, plus 2 DSPs. It's a big suite. But none of the dies will die cut any of these. They're a little bit too small. Then we've got this one. This one, some of the dies in the Storybook Friends I'm using today will line up with this one. And this side, I like the little strawberries on that one. And so you get 2 each of these, double-sided. So that's 4 regular DSP pieces. Then you get 2 sheets of die cuts. And what I did, one of the, there it is. This one came out, so I'll kind of bring it back over here. I didn't pop these out yet because I thought it'd be a little easier to show you the whole sheet together. They're starting to fall out. What I do when I get, you know what, I'm going to take that ticker down. There we go. That looks, now you can see it better. And then what I do, I just pop them all out and put them in a little Ziploc, and then I'll put them in with my paper. So I'll be doing that later, but I just left it all in place so you guys could see it. And I'm actually going to be making a card with some of these. Everybody's going to be getting different die cuts with their card. So, but they will all, I'll make sure they're ones that look good with the card, but you'll see that more when I make the last card. Oh, hi, Donna. Yeah, aren't those bunnies adorable? I love them. I love the plaid prints too, Michelle. I like them a lot. And Patty, you're right. Those colors are great for men. I agree. And Karen likes the DSP too. Okay. Let's see. Cheryl says she hasn't got to use them yet. And you're looking at them and scheming. Yes, you definitely have to plan. I can't wait to use this fence. Now the fence, there are only 2 of those, so I'm keeping those for when I make other cards, but I'm sure I'll have more cards in pretty soon. Now this one, I won't be using any of these because I wouldn't have enough for the card kits, but you can cut these. They've got them strategically, like just cut straight here, and then you would cut straight here, and then you can start cutting some of these out. But I love how these can just be put on the front of a card. But you get 2 of those, and then if you don't want to use these, and there is another side right there. But now this one is just single-sided. So I'm going to try to slide this back underneath. I knew those 2 were going to come out. Oop, I popped another one. That is why I don't keep them on this thing, because they start to get messed up after a while. So I will put those in my Ziploc bag when I'm done. But these are, I love this DSP. I can see why it's not available right now, but like I said, it'll be back March 10th. And then the plaid is available right now. Okay, so now I can get back to doing this. I just had to show you that paper. Okay, so this piece is a piece of Calypso Coral, 6 by 3 1/4. This is going to be enough for both cards. I'm going to put this to the side because this is going to be for the frame I'm using. And I'll go ahead and tell you which die you want to get out before we start doing that. Because you can always come back and make these cards with me. So there is the frame. I'll put that there on my Calypso Coral. This is a piece of that plaid paper. It is a 1.5 by 2. And then I got that paper with the cottages on it. This is a 4 by 2. And I'm going to grab my seal. You can use whichever side you want, but this is the one I liked. I'm just going to get my adhesive going here. Oh, Mary Catherine said she wishes there were 2 more sheets. That would be nice. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here in the middle. I am glad we at least get 2 of each, though. That's nice. So like if you made a scrapbook page and wanted to do a double and have a couple of animals on it, you could. Okay, I'll get that more in the center here. Nah. There we go. It doesn't have to be exact, but this plaid piece is going to go behind the frame. There, that looks good. That's why I'm kind of wanting to make sure it looks closer to the center there. Now I'm going to grab the crumb cake piece. This whole thing is going to go across the middle of the crumb cake. Make sure the cottages are upright. You don't want those upside down. The plaid doesn't matter. That looks pretty close to the center. And then across. Yeah, that looks pretty straight. So I push that down. I'm not putting any ribbon on here. Well, I will be, but it's not going to be wrapped around. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the card base. Oop, and I do have a little bit hanging over. Let me grab my scissors. I just put the scissors right up against the cardstock, and that'll help guide my scissors, and then I just cut that off. There we go. Oops. There we go. I've got to put the adhesive on there. Make sure the fold's on the left. I always tell you that so you don't put it upside down. When I made my second card last night, I actually put it on yesterday, I put it on upside down. So I still do that, even though I try to remind myself all the time. Oh, hi, Becky White. I'm glad you're here. Oh, hi, Paula Newman. Glad you can make it too. Okay, and Paula's from Wyoming. Okay, so that is ready. The card base is all ready to go. Oh, I forgot I was going to stamp let's see here. Actually, that's probably easier to do after I put the frame on. So I did do the right thing. So I'm going to put this to the side. This piece is a 8.5 by 2 3/4. It's enough to do both sets of rabbits for your cards. Oh, this is a photopolymer stamp set, so I definitely want to get my Stampin' Pierce mat out. I'm going to grab my Tuxedo Black Memento, and this is a little girl bunny. And my trick with the Memento pad, I kind of twist it on the stamp, and that seems to ink it up a lot better. And then I tap, because this is a harder ink pad. It's not like our classics that are softer. So I think it always inks up better that way when I do that. So there's my little girl bunny. Then we've got either a boy bunny or a tomboy. There we go. I'd say it's a boy. And he's got some lettuce. Now these you can color in so quickly because they're little. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my Calypso Coral first and my blender pen. Hopefully this blender pen's working. I forgot to check this out. Oh yeah, it's wet. It's been sitting here for a while. So what I do, when it's still closed, the ink pad, squeeze, and then you make a little pool of ink here in the lid. Then I can pick some up with my blender pen. And places where I want it to be dark or darker, I'm kind of doing that first and then going and coloring it all in. Just do it real quick. And I'm not going to do it too much. If you get it too wet, Tuxedo Black Memento will bleed. You could use StazOn. I hate to use StazOn on my photopolymer because it stains them forever. I mean, other colors do too, but the StazOn is a little worse. So what I do, I just don't go over it too much. Now with this, it's not as wet. With the blender pen, the water painters, those you have to be really careful of. So I'm going over here. I want that a little darker, so I did it first. And now I'm going to do the top part of her dress. With blender pen, it doesn't get quite as wet. So it takes a lot of coloring over and over again to make the ink bleed. And put this on. I kind of liked the way this looked on the basic beige cardstock too. Because normally I would watercolor on white, but I really like this because basic beige is the main neutral in this paper. Now I'm done with Calypso Coral. Yes, the guy doesn't have any. So I'm going to clean this off. You can tell there's a little, well, maybe you can. I'm cleaning this off, and once it starts writing clear, even though the tip still looks a little stained, it's writing clear. So that means it's ready for the next color. So I'll close this one up. Let me grab my pecan pie, squeeze this. And I'm going to grab some here. And there's like a little shadow under her dress. I'm going to try to make that a little darker. And you can always go back on and add some more color if you need to. Get a little bit more, a little bit under her sleeve. It doesn't blend as like the blender pens, but you can still get some shading and stuff in. So I can go back and add a little more brown here, and that's going to make that a little bit darker, which it did. Looks good. Do a little bit here on her face. I don't mind coloring these in real time because they don't take long at all. And little top part of her ear, and then this is the back of her ear. I'm going to do a little bit just right here. Okay, she is almost done. Actually, let's go ahead and finish with the pecan pie since I've got it out. Now we're going to do him. His little arms here. You know, really with the blender pens, I think it actually works better. Still start where you want it to be dark, because this is dark when you first start and then it gets lighter. But I'm going to go back and add some more dark in places. Here's the back of his ear. So it needs to be brown. And then just a little bit of spot there, and maybe a little bit right there. And then we've got to do his feet. There we go. That looks pretty good. I just think that looks, even though it's not perfect, I think it looks really neat. To me, it looks more like those storybooks that you see. Okay, done with pecan pie. So I close that up. I'm going to use Petal Pink. This is actually not one of the colors listed in either one of the papers, but Stampin' Up, the ribbon that they put in the suite is Petal Pink. So they knew it would still look good. Now, this doesn't look quite pink. It does have a pinkish hue to it when it's on the beige. It definitely has the pinkish hue. Oh, I can't talk tonight. Hue when you do it on white paper. But I can definitely tell it's got a little bit of pink to it. I think it looks good. So now I'm going to clean that off. Always make sure you clean it off before you go to the next color. Now I'm going to use Lost Lagoon. Oh, that's true. Cheryl says she likes to use clear embossing powder before I color to make the coloring a breeze. That definitely works. You definitely wouldn't have to worry about it bleeding. Okay, get his little oh, I know what that's called. I'll think of that here in a minute. Now do his shorts, his pants, I mean. There we go. I love it when I can't think of words when I'm doing live. There we go. My grandpa used to wear them all the time, and I can't remember what they're called. I just went blank. Okay, now, oh, I missed a little spot I can tell on his face. Oh, thanks, Christy. I'm glad you like it. A little bit right there. I missed where his whiskers are at. That kind of threw me. There we go. Now he looks more like he should. And last but not least, we've got the lettuce to color in if you're doing this along with me. We've got Old Olive. And just make this little thing of lettuce green. And there are places I'm intentionally leaving not colored. Like you can tell there's a few places here that you can just see the basic beige through, but that just gives you that watercolor look. So that's what it looks like close up. So they are all done. All I'm going to need to do on the coloring on this one, because I already did the inside, I went ahead and stamped her and colored her in the same way. This is the inside piece. So I just stamped it and colored it just like I did here. This is a 4x5 1/4 inch piece, that basic beige. Get this closed up for the next card. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the inside before I get my die cutting machine out. I always like to decorate the insides of my cards. And you will get the card stuff if you get the card kits. Suspenders. Thank you, Mary Catherine. It was driving me nuts. I'm not kidding. There's something about doing lives. I cannot think of words. I had that problem off and on anyway, but it's worse, I think, when I do my lives. There we go. I think what it is, I'm concentrating on making the card and I can't think of other things. So there we go. So that's all ready to go. Grab the die cutting machine. Bring that in. Try to leave it over a little bit. Okay, for die cutting with this is our Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. You have the base platform number 1, die plate number 2, and a standard cutting plate number 3. I'm going to grab this piece I showed you a minute ago. This is that 6x3 1/4. And this will go on one end, and then there's plenty to make the frame for the second one. Whenever I do a rectangular type die, I always have a corner go in first. It just die cuts better. It keeps from warping your die too. Sometimes it might snap if it's a totally straight, long straight edge, and it messes up the die too. And I've had it not die cut very well too. There we go. Now I could hold onto this if I wanted to. It's just a nice little rectangle. But now it's got some little pieces in it. But if it's like it was the first time I did, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and grab my little die brush and get some of the pieces out before I take it out. It does work a lot better if you use the die brush when it's still in the die. And that actually helps push that out. It started to push out anyway. There we go. See how those little pieces came out just fine. But isn't that a neat frame? Hopefully you can see the detail. It's got nice little details around it. So I'm going to put that to the side. Let me grab my little, I'm going to take all those pieces out later because I want them, the next time I use it, I don't want any cardstock in there because that messes up the die cutting. Get my trusty ladybug vacuum out. Get that cleaned up. There we go. Make sure I had that handy because I knew I have little pieces in these frames. Okay, last but not least, bring this back in. Grab the dies here. I need this one for her. And this one, I can tell that's got the lettuce sticking out. So that's the die for that one. So you just have the image fill in. If you haven't used our dies before, the image completely fills in that opening in the die. And this is called Post-it tape. You can use Post-it notes too. Just use the adhesive part. That'll hold it down too. It's great tape because it's just like the adhesive on a Post-it note, and it comes off the cardstock without tearing it up. There we go. I like to use it in two places so it doesn't move around on me. And I always make sure I put the tape inside the center part too. If it's only attached on the outside, sometimes it still moves. And I can put this on top. Yeah, Mary Catherine, isn't that it? I got that on Amazon. Just do Ladybug Desktop Vacuum and you can find it. Doesn't cost much at all. It's really nice. It's been a long time ago since I got it, but I remember it didn't cost much at all. Oh, hi, Jan. I'm glad you could make it. I'm going to put this on. There we go. They die cut so good. And then we've got this one all done die cutting, so I can put this away. You see how easy that tape comes off. There we go. Perfectly cut. Get this out of the way. Now, start putting this together. I'm going to take the frame and I'm going to take this seal and I'm just going to put some around here in the middle where there aren't any openings, because I don't want to have any of the seal going across those openings, because then it's going to be sticky on the outside. I don't know if you can tell, but I just kind of put it along there. And then this is just going to go right over the plaid. So I'm kind of centering it there in the middle, making sure I only see the plaid in the middle, and then push it down when I'm ready. That's what it's going to look like there. Now I want to take my early espresso ink pad and the thank you so very much. When I made my original, I had actually stamped this before I put the frame on, and it wasn't quite centered, and I think it's going to work better doing it with the frame on there. And I should have gotten a little bit bigger block because it's a little hard to tell. I think I've got it. Oh, not too bad. So that goes at the top center. And that was with the early espresso. I want to make sure I used a dark brown so we could read it really well. Bring in my little bunnies. I love these bunnies. They're so cute. Now I'm going to grab dimensionals. Turn this over. Put one right up here near the top. They don't take too many because they're pretty small, but I'm still going to go ahead and do the lettuce. And then one down here at the bottom. And then with her, actually, let's do one here and where her head is at. But I want to put one here, but I can tell this is a little bit too big. So I'm going to do my little border here. They're little half dimensionals here. I always cut them while they're still on the paper, a lot easier to handle that way. And this half one can go up there where her ears are. Okay, I like to use my take your pick tool. I use the paper piercer and scoop them up and then throw them away. Okay, my little girl is going to go right here. I'm just going to lay them down. I'm not going to push them down too much in case I want to move them at all. Oop, I don't think I got that one. There we go. And he's here getting ready to give her some lettuce. That looks pretty good. And that's why the thank you so much. I thought that looked pretty good. She's thanking him. Last but not least, if you get the card kits, this is an 18-inch piece. We need a 9-inch piece. So what you're going to do, you take the 18-inch, fold it in half, and grab my ribbon scissors. And this is going to be for my second card when I make it later. And this one, I'm going to make a bow. I'm right-handed, so I always start on the left end because all the wrapping is going to be done here on the right side. You don't want to go right in the center because you need more over here when you're right-handed. Bring this around. Pull those loops, and then I start playing with it. Once I get it tied, I start twisting. because it never looks good right when I first do it. I always have to play around with it. That's not too bad. And I'm okay with this being shorter. I'm just going to trim it a little bit so it'll be all even. I'm going to grab my glue dots, put the knot of the bow, the back of it, right on top of that glue dot and push down really hard. Because with this being material, I want to get that glue dot on there really good. And I'm going to put this up here. Actually, this is still twisting kind of funny. There we go. In the top corner of my frame. I just thought it needed a little something. Grab my scissors again. This one, I like it being trimmed at an angle, so I'm just going to angle that. I'm not making it much shorter because I kind of liked that length. And this one, now they look about even. And last but not least, I'm going to use those antique pearls. And grab these. I'm going to use one of each size, and this pack has 3. So we've got large, medium, and small. I'm going to grab one of the large ones. Put it up here. And these are also part of the Storybook Moments Suite, the antique pearls. Put this here. That's a small one, and then grab a medium-sized one and put it right here. So there's my first card. I love the colors in this paper. It is so pretty. That basic beige is just perfect. White would have been too bright. Now, my last card, I am using white, but the first 2, I'm using the basic beige. So there is card number 1. Something situated so I can get ready for card number 2. Okay, put this to the side. Here's the pouch for this, and put these scissors over here. And this one, the card base is Cajun Craze. I tend to use Cajun Craze in the fall, so I was glad to be able to get it out here in the spring too. So it's a regular 5.5 by 8.5. Oh, thanks, Anne. I'm glad you liked it. Thanks, Crystal. I keep forgetting there's a delay, so I'll wait a second before I start on the second one. Oh, thanks, Paula. I'm glad you liked it. Paula Newman. And Karen, thank you. Marilyn Demeyer. Michelle King Dye, because I think there's another Michelle. So sometimes I say your last name just so you know I'm talking to you. Oh, hi, Mary. And Mary Catherine. I'm glad you liked it too. Crystal, I can't remember. And Lynn Kuntz, I forgot. I said thank you to you guys too. I'm glad you guys liked that card. Okay, so 5.5 by 8.5, Cajun Craze. Now, one thing I forget to mention every week is I do a PDF with sizes for the people that get my card kits free with their $50 order. So that's just another perk for placing an order with me. So you get the card kits, plus you get a PDF that has all the sizes written down. But I still name all the sizes here in the video. So if you don't get the PDF, you can watch the video and write all the sizes down. But I do make that exclusive to my the people that order from me when they get the card kits, when they qualify for them. So there's that. And also I forgot to mention my thank you gifts right now are good till March 10th. So you've got a couple weeks. So let's have them last a couple weeks. Okay, so put this here. Oh, thanks, Ruth. I'm glad you liked that last card. Okay, so the card base is done. This is a piece of wild weed, if I can get a hold of it. 5.25 by 4. This is going to be a tent fold, so it's going to have the fold on the top. And this one I am not going to emboss. Normally I do, but I think we can go ahead and start putting it together like I did last time. This is a piece of that Storybook Moments. It's 4 by 1, and this is the 4 by 1 of the Timeless Plaid. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the plaid. Get my seal out here again. There we go. This one's about gone. I got a refill handy though. So I'm going to line up the right end with the right edge of the wild wheat piece. This is about the center right here. So I'm going to line the top of that DSP right along the center. You could use, like I could have lined it up here to make sure it was perfect, but I'm not going to worry about it. I think I actually got it pretty good. Wow. I don't think I could have done that again. But there we go. Now that one is on, just make sure it's straight. So I'm kind of looking, actually looks a little cockeyed. Lift this up. I like our seal because you can pick it back up again the first 10 minutes or so before it becomes permanent. So I'm kind of looking at this narrow edge here to see if it looks pretty straight. Now I think I went too far. Okay, that's good. This is going to go right along the top. This on. This one's a lot easier to line up. You just put it right up against the first one. If they're not perfectly, like this one might be a little shorter than this one, no big deal, because this end is going to be covered up. So that's why it's not going all the way across. Then this piece is a 4x1/2 inch piece of basic beige. I will be stamping on it, but it is better to actually attach this so you know right where to stamp the sentiment. So this one's just going to go right across the middle and cover up where those two DSP pieces meet. I'm lining up the edges again. Try to make it look straight. Not too bad. Push that down. And, oh yes, piece of the ribbon. You're in the kit, so if you get the card kits, you actually get two 10-inch pieces. But so you'll this one 10-inch piece is going to be for this card alone. So I'm going to fold it in half because I need two 5-inch pieces for this card. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some tear and tape and just put a little bit on each end. Normally I put it on the cardstock, but I think you're going to, well, actually just one end. Let's just do one end with the tear and tape. And I think you'll understand here why. Just a minute. Get that up. So just that one end, push it down so it's on there really good. Now I'm going to get my take your pick tool. Let's see if I can get this to pop up here. You could also use seal. Just stick this up. I got it started. So now that's got some adhesive on it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go right here along the bottom of the DSP, barely overlapping because I want more of that plaid to show. So I'm barely going over. Okay. Now make sure this looks straight before I wrap it around because it'll probably move on me. I forgot to grab another piece. This one I'm going to do a little bit longer because I want it to be wider, longer than the width of the ribbon. Wrap this around so it's good and straight. And then I'll attach this like I normally do to the back. Make sure you don't put any, I did get a little bit too far over. I did want to go up to the corner, but it's hanging over just a little bit, so just clip that off. Okay, now that the ribbon is on there, this is ready to go on the card base. Go ahead and take this off. And then grab my seal. Get a little bit on these edges. Make sure the fold is on top, the ribbon's on the bottom. And this will just go on like so. And then this piece is going to be tied on, but we'll do that here in a little bit. We'll do that probably at the end. Now I'm going to get some stamping done. So grab this again. Oh yeah, Judy. Thanks, Mary Catherine, for answering her question. Yeah, that is Cajun Craze for the card. And this is Wild Wheat. Okay, now this piece is basic beige again. It's 6.5 by 2. And this is going to be enough for both of the squirrels. We're going to put squirrels on this one. So I've got one that's holding a little flower pot, and this one is holding a basket with flowers. I'm going to do my tuxedo black memento again. I'll just call it memento pad. They have different colors. We only have one color. And then this one. Stamp that squirrel, and that is all we're going to stamp on this piece. Put that to the side because we have got, oh, actually, we need to die cut that. Never mind. So I will, that's all the stamping we can do right now, except the inside. And I went ahead and got the inside done again. This little house is going to be on the front, so I'll show you how to color it here in a minute, but that's what the inside is going to look like. So let's go ahead and color, because I think it's a lot easier to color when it's still on the big piece. You can always color after they're die cut, but you've got more to hold on to when you've got the big piece. So I'm going to grab pecan pie again, squeeze to make sure I've got enough ink here in the front on this piece here. Grab my blender pen again. Now this one, squirrels have their little tummies, and there are a couple places I want it to be lighter than the rest of it. So I'm going to color. Here's the top. Around his eyes, I kind of wanted it to stay, and his nose to be a little bit lighter. I'll look at my original here, make sure I remember everything right. Yep. So it's more just the top here and around the top of his, there we go. The only one that shows the center of his ear is right here. The inner part of his ear is right there. His tail I want to be a little darker. And then the arms and the rest of his body, except for his tummy, I'm going to do a little darker. When it gets lighter, then I can go ahead and go over before I re-ink again. And this I want a little bit darker. I got a little bit too light. There's his arm again. And his foot. I'll go back and darken a little bit there. And go on lightly. So I want his tummy to be a little bit lighter. So there you go. So you can see the different shadings. I'm going to do, need this to be a little bit darker right here. There we go. Pick up some more and do the same thing here. Probably around his face, a little bit darker. The top of his ear here. Make it a little darker. Here's his tail. Just a little bit of his tummy shows. So let's do his leg here with the darker pecan pie. Can't remember if I said that color. He's got a little scarf on, so we don't want to color that. The first time I did him, I colored his scarf pecan pie and didn't mean for that to happen. Okay, now I'm going to go over while it's getting a little lighter and do this. I need a little more ink because it's getting too light, so I'm going to go here in the middle where there's not a lot of dark pecan pie just to pick up a little bit of the color. There we go. Now I'm done with pecan pie, so I need to grab, let's go ahead and put this underneath. Get all that ink out of my blender pen. I use Calypso Coral. Oh, thanks, Myra. I just saw you're so cute. I'm glad you're liking it. Then this is Calypso Coral. I'm going to do his scarf right here. Just give him a little bit of color. And then I think these are little apples. I'm going to do it with Calypso Coral in the basket. And that's all the Calypso Coral, not much. Get that all cleaned up again. Now it looks clear. Before I forget, I'm going to grab my petal pink. They're just little bitty spots at the inside of the ear. So I'm going to color those in a little bit. I got a little bit of pecan pie on this one in the center, but that's going to still pink it up a little bit. Okay. Then I'm going to use wild wheat. That's squeezed. The basket I wanted to do with wild wheat. Kind of sticking with the colors I've got on this particular card. And then the little flower in his pot, I'm going to have be wild wheat. Clean that off. So there's some little bitty things you're going to color on this one. Then we've got old olive. And there's some leaves on the ends of these apples, on the ends of the basket, that is. So color those with the old olive. Oh, wait a minute. I still have a little bit more. There's some little bitty leaves. You can barely see them. But it does look better if you color them in with a little bit of old olive. Okay. Now he is holding a very little pot. And I could have done that with wild wheat, but I didn't want it to be, look exactly like the flower. Oh, I forgot to squeeze this one. This is Pebbled Path. It's another color in the paper. And I'll be using this more on the next thing that I'm going to stamp here after we die cut, or I die cut. Just a little bit of his pot is showing, so I thought I'll make it be a Pebbled Path pot. You will see it more if you get the stamp set. There we go. So they are all colored in. Put that to the side. I'm going to grab the die cutting machine. Oh, I definitely want to put that lid on before I lose it. This in. There we go. I always have to scoot some things over to fit this in. There we go. It's all ready for die cutting still. I'm going to grab this. And the dies for this one, I think this is one of them. see here. Oops. There we go. It always looks so funny. This one that sticks out a little more pointy is for that ear. It just didn't look right to me at first. So I thought, oh, I'm remembering wrong, but that was the one I wanted. Get that there with a tape. This one's small enough. One would probably be enough, but I'm going to put two on just to be on the safe side. And then this one where you kind of see the tail coming out a little bit is for this guy. That lined up. Get a couple pieces of tape. Wonder if I have room to do the... I might. Nope, this is going to be too big. Never mind. Hold on, I just dropped a piece. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, oh, there it is. Another standard cutting plate to put on top. Like so. Ugh. We've had dies at die cut stamps for quite a while now, but I still don't take them for granted because I've been doing this for over 21 years. Coming up on 22? Yes. Oh my goodness. April will be 22. But back then we didn't have a die cutting machine, so we had to fussy cut things all the time. So I still don't take these dies for granted, even though we've had them for years and years. I remember the old days. We used to have to cut our stamps too. They didn't used to be die cut like they are now too. I don't miss those days. Okay. So that shows how long I've been doing this. Okay, now this piece is a 2x3 piece of the basic beige. Oh, where'd I put the, oh, right here in front of my face. This is the frame I'm going to use on this one. Now, you notice it's a lot smaller. All I want is this center section. So I'm going to make sure that goes on like so. I'm going to kind of angle a little bit because once again, I want a corner to go in, either go in first or come out last too. I don't like having a straight edge go through. It does a lot better angled. Run this through. And this is all we need, that little section, and this is going to be stamped on. That's when I'm going to be stamping another house. There are some pieces here. Pop these out because I need this one more time. Oh, looks like all the pieces are out. Good. So you can use this for something if you want to, but it looks a little funny. So I'll probably just throw that away. Get these little pieces off of here. Now I've got a piece. I ended up messing this one up, so I made sure it was in my kit. Your kit won't have this. But this is it's a quarter piece, 5.5 by 4.25. Actually, let's just go on this end so I can use up that end. Ankle that a little bit. Got plenty of room for the second one, for the second card. I'm going to go ahead and bring it through again. I don't think I need to. Oh no, it die cut just fine. So you can keep this for another card if you want to. Done with this for until the next. I want to make the next card. Grab my take your pick tool, which I laid down somewhere. It's probably covered up. Oh, there it is. And you can, these ones that are round are the ones that you can poke through, and that helps the cardstock come out a little bit. Once you get one end out, the rest of it comes out real easy. So there's the second frame we'll be using. Looks like all the little pieces came out. I'm going to go ahead and just pick these up because there aren't too many there. I could have gotten my vacuum out, but that's okay. Now, what else do I need to die cut? I think that's everything. I'll double check. Yep, that is it. So now I can put this away. Get my ribbon scissors back over here. All right. Now there's some stamping to do on this piece. There's a little piece I can throw away. So I'm going to grab this one. It's got a nice little rock wall. I'm going to use my memento pad again. Twist. Oh, Paula says she still trims her stamps. Some of them you do have to. Sometimes they're not die cut perfectly. I agree. But the old days, oh, it was just one big sheet and you had to, it was crazy. Especially, we used to have alphabet sets. We used to have a couple now, I think, or we used to. We may not anymore. But boy, it took forever to get those die cut, or it's cut out, I mean, and you had to use special scissors. You could use regular scissors, but our other special scissors we had were a lot better. So with this piece here, I liked the bigger part because there's, I don't know if you can tell, there's some little bushes in front of it. So the shorter part of the wall I'm going to have hanging over. I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom. I'm going to go up a little bit. Stamp. Because I thought this could kind of be like a sidewalk in front of the stone wall. Now I'm going to grab that little house I just showed you a minute ago. This inked up. And it's got like a little path. Oops, sorry, little path right here. Didn't realize how far out I was out. I'm going to have it near the top part of the wall. And there we go. Now, if you want to, you could take like a blending brush and add a little blue, a little green here for grass. I didn't bother to do that, but you can definitely go do a lot more than what I'm going to do. But I'm going to go ahead and bring this in, color this in, and I'm going to color the house in just like the inside. I'm going to take wild wheat, grab my blender pen, and the main house part is what I'm going to do with the wheat. So I'm kind of making the underneath the roof a little bit darker. And this house is small enough I shouldn't have to re-ink again. Go around the door. So there we go. That looks pretty good. I think that's all I did, the wild wheat. Yes. So clean this off. Then I'm going to use pecan pie. Squeeze. I'm going to do the roof. There we go. And the door, I'm putting a lot more pecan pie and making it a little bit darker than the roof. So that's a darker brown. Clean this off. Now I'm going to use Pebbled Path. Squeeze. And this is going to be for my stone wall. Pick up some of this, so wherever the stones are. And I'm okay if they're dark and then some of them get light. Because a lot of times when you see rock walls, the rocks are different colors, different shades. So it's okay if they aren't the same. And I'm making sure I don't color where those the bushes are. Grab some more. It's getting a little too light. Kind of skipping around a little bit too, so that way I don't have just one section light. It's going to kind of make the stones be scattered a little bit in color. There's a stone. And I'm intentionally not coloring the whole thing, so it still gets that watercolor look. There we go. And then last color is Old Olive. And this is going to be the last of the coloring because the next card doesn't take any coloring at all. Grab some Old Olive. Do the little bushes here around the tree. I mean the house, not the tree. There we go. And then, of course, the bushes here in front of our wall. There we go. There's a little one right here. And I think there's a spot on the wall I want to make put a little more gray. It's a little too much white space. So I'll pick up a little bit more right here. Actually, didn't clean that off, I don't think. There we go. There, that's better. That was just a little too much. Clean this off so I don't surprise myself the next time I want to use it. Okay, so now this one is all done. Put that to the side. I'm going to go ahead and put the inside in. So like I said, I colored that house exactly the same as the first one. It's a little tiny one. I tried putting the stone wall here in the house. It didn't look right on this. It looks good on this little piece, but it didn't look right on here. But you can do whatever you want to. I just decided to put the house there and make sure that you've got the 5 1/4 inch sides on the top and bottom with the 4 inch sides on the side. Since this card is you can either call landscape card or a tent fold card. I've heard it called both ways, or both names. Put this here in the center for the inside. At first, I thought the house was going to be too small for the inside, but I thought that looks cute. So I was happy with it. Let's see, Judy's asking if you can use the blender pens with other inks. You can only use them with water-based inks. If they're alcohol-based, like the archival ones, I think those are alcohol-based. I don't have any of those, but those would not work. They have to be water-based, and that's what all our classic ink pads are. So anytime they say they're water-based, those will work. So that is, now we want to start putting this together. I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet. But that was a good question. I'm glad you asked that. And I'm glad I saw it before I'm so happy with this setup because I can definitely read your comments so much better. I'm probably still missing some, but see how that fits in perfectly? But the way I'm going to have this work, I'm going to turn it over, make sure that this basic beige is in the right place. You don't see any air around the outside. And I'm going to take some adhesive, put it along, so it's going across the basic beige and the Cajun Craze frame. So because the Cajun Craze frame is a little too narrow for this. So if you put them together, you can actually still use your seal. And I'm going to put another one here in the middle of the basic beige. Now, it doesn't really hold them in place, but that just makes it easier to put adhesive on the frame without having adhesive coming out the front. And this is going to go on like so. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to take this out. Put this down. I'm sticking to my finger. My goodness. There we go. I'm going to lay it down very softly because I might need to move it a little bit. And I'll put this right inside. Perfect. So I'll push this down. And originally I was going to go all the way across to the DSP, but I liked it just having the wild weed over here. So that's why I only stopped at 4, because I like that look better. Oh, thanks, Carissa. She says my coloring is amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. Cheryl says also can use the stamp and the Stampin' Right markers work too. You can definitely do that. With a blender pen, you can get some more shading, but if you don't care about shading, the Stampin' Right markers work great with this set too. I tend to use the blends when they're bigger images, but with these being smaller, the Stampin' Right markers will look really good with them too. I agree with Cheryl. Okay. Yeah, pigment ink is probably, Cheryl was saying how the dye ink, that's what the water-based are. The pigment ink are the alcohol-based ones, so those you don't use. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my squirrels, and these are going to go on with dimensionals. Turn them over. And actually, what I'm going to do before I do that, this little guy that's holding the pot, he's going to be right here. I'm going to grab the greeting that says, "Hello, friend," and early espresso ink. Oops, I'm sticking to my glass mat. And this may not be the exact spot where it's going to be, but it kind of helps me see where I want to put this. There we go. So now I've got my hello friend. Now I'm going to put dimensionals on there. Put one there. These guys are little, so it doesn't take too many. There we go. I think I'm going to do a half one over here. There's a little too much sticking out. So grab my... Oh, that's true. Cheryl's saying how you can use the blender pen with the Stampin' Right markers too. That is true because they're both water-based. So you can get rid of some of the lines that way. Okay, now I'm going to grab this one, the one that's got this bigger squirrel with the pot, flower pot. It's going to go right here. Okay, I'm not going to push it down all the way yet. And then this little guy. You know what, Crystal? It kind of ruined my blender pen though. You can use our white pigment ink with the blender pen, but it's really hard to clean off. So I would suggest if you do it, You want it, you can't really blend as much, but I have done that before. If I wanted to make something a little whiter, it doesn't work as good as the water-based ones, but it can be done. But it is very hard to get it off that blender pen. So I've even just kept that blender pen for just my white ink pad. But it's been a long time since I've done that. So normally the pigment would not work, but that one I have used it before in a pinch if I wanted to color something white. Okay. Oh, you're right. You're welcome, Judy. Okay, so there is that. All ready to go. I'm going to grab this other 5-inch piece. Like I said, we needed 2 5-inch pieces for this card. I'm going to thread this one under here. That's why I only put adhesive here on the ends and not here in the middle. I'm going to take this 5-inch piece. I'm going to tie it on with a single knot. Whenever I do a double knot on these, it makes the knot too small, and single knot works just fine. Now I'm going to grab my scissors. Actually, I think I'm going to play with it because that knot, there we go. Sometimes I even have to play with the knot. And then I'm going to cut these at an angle. I'm going to leave them a little longer. I kind of liked them. I don't want them too short. There we go. And with this, I can scoot this over a little bit since I just wrapped it around with a single knot, and it'll scoot up and down on this. So that made it get a little more in the middle for me. Last but not least, I'm looking, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I think the last thing is are the pearls. Oh, you're welcome, Crystal. Yes, Christy's right. The white pigment ink is more like paint. So I think it's a lot thicker, and I think that's why I can't get it off. It usually you can't, it's hard to clean off that blender pen. But that is a very good description, Christy. It is a lot like paint. Okay, this I need a medium-sized one and 2 small. So I'm going to grab, oops, this. I'm going to use the medium one, and I'm going to put it right here. And then 2 small ones. I'm going to put one right next to, sometimes I like to group them. And then grab another small one and put it over here by my squirrel. Sometimes I don't know where to put my embellishments. So if you don't like where those are at, put them somewhere else, because there are a lot of different ways you can even add more too. But that is the second card. Now the next one is going to go super fast because there's no coloring whatsoever with it. And it's got blues to it this time. Oh, thanks, Christy. I'm glad you liked it. Okay, make a little room here. Almost done with this class already. Doing pretty good on time. Okay, now, this is Lost Lagoon. I love Lost Lagoon. I don't use it enough. This is such a pretty color. I was so happy when this came back a couple years ago. I think that was when we did the revamp. It wasn't this last catalog, it was one before that, I do believe. The years go by so fast, it's hard to keep track what years do what. So this is the regular 5.5 by 8.5. Oh, thanks, Crystal. I'm glad you liked that card. Yeah, I agree with Christy. It's not good on the blender pen. That's why I definitely just, if I do it, I make sure that one's only used for that ink pad. Because you can, it's definitely going to hurt everything else you use it with. Okay, there we go. So there is, you fold this, and the fold is on the left. And this one is a piece of Pool Party. It's 4 by 5 1/4, and it is embossed with a distressed tile. Let me get closer so you can see it. I love this distressed tile because you see how there's some places where it's kind of worn. So that really gives that distressed look. And this is what, so this is about the same size as the eyelet, but it's a 3D one as well. But this will be embossed in your kit. This is a piece, I love this one, of the Storybook Moments. It is a 4 by 2 inch piece. Just move it around here. There we go. And this is going to go right along the bottom. So hang that ready. I really thought I was going to be out of this before the last card. I might not have to use that refill. Oh yeah, Myra, isn't that Lost Lagoon? I love this color. And this has got it's the Lost Lagoon is actually this darker blue in here, and the old olive. This is kind of in between Pool Party and Lost Lagoon. And I think the Pool Party, it still looks good. It's not the exact color, but I think it looks really good together. So that's why I thought I'd use the Pool Party. Put this across here. I've always thought that Pool Party and Lost Lagoon look good together too. I pair them together a lot. Put that on. I've still got some paper Sometimes when you emboss, it makes the paper just a little bit smaller. So I always like, whenever my cardstock goes all, or DSP goes all the way across, I always like to put it on before I put it on my card base. Because sometimes I have to trim it off a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to put some ribbon on here. This is, I used this last week, I do believe. This is the iridescent striped trim. It's a 12-inch piece. And we just need 1 6-inch for this piece. So I'm going to grab my scissors again, cut it in half. And this will be for the second card. Let me grab my tear and tape again. Isn't that a pretty pattern, Michelle? I love it. So get my 2 pieces of tear and tape. I'm going to wrap this across the top. It is sheer in between the stripes, the iridescent stripes. So there's going to be a little bit of DSP showing. I've got it mainly going over the pool party part. But you can put it wherever you want to. I did kind of like seeing a little bit of the DSP on the bottom. So I'm kind of lining the stripes. You can actually use a stripe to make it straight. I've got the top of the DSP lined up with that first stripe. There we go. I wish it would show. You can tell it's shiny when the light hits it just right. That iridescent is so pretty on this. Okay, the ribbon's on there. So now we can go and put this on the card base. Get the adhesive on here. Grab my take your pick tool again. This is emboss the pool party, so make sure if you make this card, push that tear and tape down and then start taking the paper backing off. Because you don't want to be pulling up the adhesive and the paper backing at the same time. And then this, make sure the fold's on the left and the DSP is on the bottom. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I love this. Okay, I can go ahead and just the only stamping that needs to be done with this one. There is a label, and I use this bundle with the last card class, the Beautiful Butterflies. The Beautiful Butterflies Hybrid Embossing Folder. That's the thing has the folder and dies with it. This is the short label die that's in it, and the Hello Spring fits in perfectly. And I'm going to stamp it with Lost Lagoon ink. Let's see. Paula asked, did you notice that a previous color? Yes, I did. I didn't finish that question, but we had demonstrators always get to pre-order things a month early before it becomes available for customers. And there is a past in color in one of the suites. I'm not sure what that means. They've never brought an in color back for another in color. Let's see, Pretty in Pink used to be a core color. Core color was our 40 colors in the color families. Pretty in Pink used to be a soft subtle, or a subtles. We used to call it soft subtles years ago too. That shows how long I've been doing this. But the subtles collection, that Pretty in Pink was in there. They brought it back for an in color. But I've never seen an old in color come back as an in color. So who knows? They might. Because I know they're not changing any of the core colors this coming with the annual catalog because it's too soon. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting. I actually missed that. I don't think Robin's on tonight, but she's in my downline and my best friend, and she was looking and she pointed it out to me. I went, oh, I missed that. So yeah, I am interested to see how that's going to be. I'll be going to on stage here real soon. Oops, that moved on me. I love the photopolymer with these little labels because I can see right where I'm stamping. There's my Happy Spring. So it is ready to go. And that is all the stamping on this one. Yep, I wasn't going to say the color, Jan, but that's okay. Strawberry Slush. I was going to leave everybody guessing. But yeah, Strawberry Slush. That was a few years ago. I can't remember how many years ago. But yeah, I'm like, oh, I know that name. And yep, that was an old in color. Okay. Let's see here. This is a 4 by 5¼ piece for the inside. And I'm going to grab a piece. This is the same DSP piece here, same pattern, but it's 4 by 1. And I'm going to put this on here. Yeah, Jan, we think it's returning. Well, it's got to be. I don't know why else that they would have put it in the suite. So I agree. They haven't announced anything yet, but yeah, it's got to be coming back for them to put that in a suite. Okay, I'm going to put this across the bottom, but that is a really pretty color. I love that color. So I'm happy about that too. So there I've got that across the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on the inside. You can stamp one of the images on the inside if you want to, but I decided just to do the DSP. Okay. Now I do need to do a little die cutting. So I'll bring that back in. I'd forgotten about that. I still have the frame. I was thinking, oh, no stamped images. I don't have to die cut. But got to use that last frame. I love this one. First off, I'm going to grab this piece of the Timeless Plaid. It's 2x3. And I only cutting out, the center, kind of like what I did with that last one. So I'm kind of looking at the plaid design too to make sure it's straight. It can be angled too. It's not that big a deal, but I'm going to try to keep it straight. If you're nervous about it moving, you can put tape on it. I'm just going to lay this down nice and easy. Put this through. Oh, Marvin, glad you kept your strawberry slush. I'm thinking I did too. I usually don't get rid of those. So we'll be all ready for it. So there's the oval. We don't need all of this stuff here. Oh, there we go. Go ahead and poke the rest of these out. I could use the brush, but there aren't that many pieces here. Okay. And I'll take the rest of them out later too. Now this bigger one, I'm going to pick up, but I think my little ladybug vacuum will get the rest of them. There we go. Bring this in. This is another 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to bring, oh, that's right. I did want to take all those out. I forgot I still need to stamp or punch out. You know what? This one doesn't have a little hole. So I think we have to dig it out. There we go. Just kind of scraping, it'll fall right out. Same here. And there's another little hole. There we go. That looks good. Take those little pieces off. It always die cuts so much better when you get all that paper out of there. Oop, I see another one I need to get out. There we go. Put that there. Get my other standard cutting plate. Yeah, I agree, Marilyn. I love these frames. That's why I had to use all of them. I'm like, oh, 3 frames, 3 cards, perfect. So, of course, you can make cards without the frames, but I had to use all the frames. So I don't need all of that. I don't know where that piece came from. Hopefully I didn't mess this up. Nope, it looks fine. I'm going to grab my die brush. This time there are a few more pieces since I'm doing the whole frame. There's a little round one, so I can poke it to get one end to come out. There we go. There's one little piece that didn't come out. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, these frames are just, I love them. And this is another piece I can hold on to for something else if I want to. Go ahead and throw these away. Oops, they're flying everywhere. That's why there's a little static in here. So let's get that vacuum out. Because they do start flying once you pick this up. I think it's because it goes through the die cutting machine. Maybe it gets some friction going. I'm not sure. Sometimes they'll start flying off as soon as you start picking this up. Okay. All done die cutting. Now with this one is very thin. So putting this in here and doing what I did with the other one, it's just still way too thin. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and then not use my seal. I'm going to use my glue. So I'm definitely, this is my multi-purpose glue. Got a little bit of an air bubble in it. It came out a little too hard there at first, but it's okay. Mainly going around the oval part and then doing a few here. Not a lot on the thinner pieces. It also helps too, that way I can have something to hold on to that doesn't have glue. I'm still going to put some here on the ends so it doesn't come up later. There's one without glue, so I could hold on to that. Now I'm going to bring, and there was one little spot where the glue was just a little bit too thick. So I'm going to kind of tap it off and take a little bit of that excess glue off because I don't want that oozing. Now this is going to go right here, kind of, well, yeah, I guess I did put it right in the center. So right in the center, maybe a little bit above center. Make sure it's straight before I put pressure on it. And I'm not going to push down quite yet because I want to make sure this oval fits. And I'm going to use, actually, that's the side I want to use. You can use whichever side. I like the bigger plaid side. I'm using glue because I can kind of scoot this around inside here until I'm ready for it to go. I want to line it up just right. And with the glue, I can scoot it around until it dries. Okay, that looks good. So now I'm going to push the whole thing down. Get that pressure on there. Oh, hi, Deidre. Glad you could make it. This is the last card, but you can watch the first two on the replay. Okay. Yeah, the static is really bad this time of year, Crystal. I agree. That vacuum comes in handy. So I know you've got one. Okay, so there is that. Now, in your kit, and I will bring out my original. Okay, where did I put? Oh, there it is. It's hiding. Everybody's cards are going to look a little different since I only get 2 each of the die cuts in the set. So this one is going to be this little. Isn't that cute? So my other one is a lot bigger image, and I'll show you that here in a minute. So any size looks good. This is actually the smallest little animal in it, and it still looks really good in the frame. So I'm going to turn her over. I like her in her little teapot. Oh, wrong dimensionals. I want the big ones, the regular sized ones. Put one up here. Kind of make like a little triangle so it doesn't wobble. Get my take your pick tool. Well, there we go. Oh, I didn't think that one came off. There. And this little girl is going to go right here in the center. Like so. I'm going to, now this one, I went back and forth. You can put this on with dimensionals, but I kind of like just having this one popped up. So I'm going to grab my seal again and just attach this to the bottom. You could have it go across here if you want to. I went back and forth whether to do it up here or down here, and I decided to do it down here. So you got a choice to do it like that, or you can do it down here. I could not make up my mind, so I kind of did an eeny, meeny, miny, mo kind of. So there's that. Now, get the pearls back out. I'm going to use one large one and put it, well, didn't want to come up. There we go. Right here. And grab a medium-sized one. Put it right here. I'm going to grab another medium-sized one here and grab a small one, maybe. There we go. And put it, oh, I'm going to put it right here. I think a little closer. There we go. That is the last card. That one goes together really fast because of using one of the die cuts in the set. Now, let me grab this one. Like I said, everybody's going to get different ones. What I'll try to do, I don't know if I'm going to be able to on all of them. I'll try to give you one big one and one smaller one so you can get both looks. But that's got the big goose on there. Looks like Mother Goose. So it looks good with either size. Is the Cole class. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me get all of the cards back together again. Oops, I just dropped something. I don't think I need it though. We're good. So I'll go ahead and leave these 2 out since they both look a little different, but the card kits will give you 2 each to make, well, let's do this. Make 2 each of these 3 cards, but I'll leave that one there. That way you can see that you're going to have 2 different looks with this card design. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks, Crystal. See, she goes, I like it on the bottom. Oh, I do too. I kept going back and forth, and I thought, okay, it's covered, especially with this one. It was covering up a little too much of my goose, and I kind of like showing the whole goose. So yeah, I think I like it that down there better too. And that Hello Friend would fit in this one really well too. And I think there's Happy Easter might fit in here too. I didn't check that out because there's a Happy Easter stamp in it too. Let's see here. I'm missing some of your comments. They're coming. Oh, thanks, Anne. I'm glad you liked it, Marva. Thanks, Marlene and Michelle. Glad you guys are liking all the cards. Thanks. Thanks, Lynn and Paula and Becky and Carmel and Karen. I'm glad you guys are liking. I'm getting a bunch of loving the cards. I'm glad you liked them. I had fun with this set. I've had like, I think it was Crystal. A couple of us, I think, were talking at the beginning how we've got this, but we haven't used it yet. And this was the very first time I've been able to get it out. That being sick all of January messed up my stamping big time. Oh, Judy, yeah, I love the frames too. That's why I just had to use all three of them. I love just all three of them. I don't know if I really have a favorite. It's probably between these two, but I still really like this one a lot too. Oh, thanks, Cynthia. I'm glad you liked them. You have to watch the replay. That is fine. Oh, speaking of replay, I talked about this last week because some of you may not know. See, Cynthia, you're watching on YouTube, so you're fine. Facebook has made a new rule now. Started last Wednesday, I think it was. All lives only last for 30 days now, and then they take them away. I'm not the one. If it was up to me, I would leave them up on my Facebook page forever. That's the way it used to be. But now they are taking them down after 30 days. So if you ever, like a month later, thinking, oh, I want to see that live again, it'll be gone on Facebook, but go to YouTube and it will be there because I've got there's a playlist that actually says all past lives, and you can go through those and find the live there. YouTube doesn't take them away. They stay forever. Facebook has changed it, so they'll be gone after 30 days. So I just want to warn you about that. Let's see. Diana's wondering if she can order the stamp set and the dies. You can order the stamp set. The dies are not available right now. Let's see, what did I say? I think they're available next week. Yes. Next week they're expecting the dies. So I will let you know. I can't remember, Diana, if you're in my get my newsletter. If you don't, let's see, you are watching on Facebook. If you go to the top of my Facebook page, there's a Learn More button. Click on that, and then some pictures pop up. Find the one that talks about signing up for my newsletter. Click on it, and you can sign up to get my newsletter, and I will send an email out to my email list to let them know when this bundle's back in stock. But it should be either the end of this week or the beginning of next week is usually what happens. Hopefully, as long as nothing's being delayed. If you're watching on, and then I'll also make a post on Facebook, YouTube. I will put it under the post section. If you go to the homepage of my channel, there's a tab that says, posts. I think if they changed the name, I think it says posts. You can click on that and I'll put it on there too. But the fastest way and easiest way is probably to sign up to be on my, to get my newsletters. And if you're watching on YouTube, the link to sign up for my newsletters is down in the video description. Okay. And this is, Crystal says the week of March 10th, but sometimes it comes earlier. Back with the last one, the beautiful butterflies, it came actually it was on that Monday, was that week. The next week is supposed to come. It actually came like the Friday before. So I'm hoping it's going to be the Friday before, but we'll see what happens. Wondering if my order will cover the class. To get the card kits, it has to, I'll actually talk about that here in just a minute. So let me hurry up and do the door prize thing quick. Explain that again for people who just came on, and stay on Diana because I will tell you exactly how you can get the card kits. Okay, so right now, if you haven't done this already, if you did it at the beginning of the video, let's see. Oh, Marva said Facebook is annoying for me. It's starting to drive me nuts too. I was not really happy when I saw that, that they're taking our lives away after 30 days. They're saying that people stop watching them after that. So they don't know about card makers. We like to go back and look at old videos. Yes, Becky. Becky says this reminds her of the Peter Rabbit. Peter Rabbit series. That's exactly what I was thinking, especially with these bunnies. That looks exactly with the cottage and everything. That's exactly what I was thinking. But yeah, the week, and I said, Crystal said March 10th. I'm sorry, it's March 3rd is when the bundle should be available. So it's this coming week. I just saw Becky put that down too. That is right. The DSP is March 10th, the week of March 10th. Okay. Yeah, Facebook is changing a lot, Crystal. I agree. Okay, so I will tell you that because I did say the wrong thing. The bundle will be available again starting next week, which is the week of March 3rd. The Storybook Moments DSP with the cottages and this image here and this one here, that will be available the week of March 10th. And then the Timeless Plaid is still just became available again today. It actually got in early. Okay, now for the door prize. If you live in the United States and do not have a demonstrator of your own, that's nuts about catalogs. If you live in the United States and want to be part of the door prize, I started spouting off another video thing I say. So do hashtag door prize if you live in the United States, want to be part of the drawing. Those of you here watching tonight, I will announce the winner here in a few minutes. This is the pecan pie and clear ribbon adhesive back dots. They came out last summer. So if you live in the US, want to be part of the drawing, make sure you do the hashtag door prize. If you're watching live, you have to type it in exactly the way you see it there on the screen. No spaces, all small letters, and make sure you get that hashtag right at the beginning of it. So type in just like you see it there, because a program pulls all your comments, it types it in just right to get in the drawing for this. Now, if you're watching the replay, you can also get in on a door prize. These are the adhesive back cork rounds. Cork. I don't think I ever say that so you can understand it on a video, but it is actually they're made out of cork. This is retired. But if you are watching the live and watching the replay and live in the US and want to get this, make sure you do that hashtag door prize. So people that watch live get 2 chances to get door prizes. My replay people, I still want to make sure they get a chance. So that's for the replay people. But tonight, if you do the hashtag door prize, you'll get put in the drawing for this. Now, there's always a delay. So now I'm going to go over, Diana, this is how you can get the card kits. Let me get my ticker going again. The host code is going to pop up here in just a minute. If you don't get it written down, and it was also up throughout the video, but I have a page that talks about my thank you gifts. You can go to that page and get all the information there, but I'll go over it here in just for right now. If you place a $50 order before shipping and tax with the host code, you will get the card kits to make 2 each of the cards. Now, of course, the ink pads, the adhesive, and things like that you have to have on hand. And there is a post that has all that information. I'll make sure I've got that link in the video description. But I put it in today's post on my blog, and that's createwithchristy.com. And that'll have all the ink pads and stuff. And I also, if you get the card kits, I also give you that supply list so you don't have to remember it. But they're the card kits. It's $50 order before shipping and tax, but you have to use that host code, and it'll show up here on the ticker in just a minute. I would pop it up now with that other one, but then it takes away the door prize, and we've still got people doing the hashtag door prize right now. So $50 order. Now, if you bump it up to a $60 order by Friday, you'll also get to pick out a free celebration item from Stampin' Up. So I want to make sure you remember that. But after the 28th, celebration will be over. So you'll just get the kits for $50. If you bump it up to a $125 order before shipping and tax with the host code, I will also add on this a whole roll of ribbon. You're going to get enough ribbon in the card kits when you get that. But $125 order gets you the kits plus the ribbon, full roll of, it's called the Black and Very Vanilla Large Check Ribbon. And that's before shipping and tax too. If you do a $225 order, I will also add these are called the two-tone sparkle gems. They're really pretty. The video doesn't do them justice. They've got some balmy blue and bubble bath mixed in. And like one side will have the pink and some has the other side has the blue. They're really, really neat. If you haven't seen these, they're adorable. I love them. So that's with a $225 order. So if you do a $225 order before shipping and tax using that host code, you'll get everything here. Plus you'll earn celebration items if you do it by Friday, the end of Friday. I do give you've got 2 weeks before this offer is over. That would be March 10th. So you've got till the end of the day, your time zone. So 11:59 p.m. your time zone. Get your orders placed with that host code. And I'll get these to you. You have that whole 2 weeks to place orders though. Say you get paid every week. You only want to place a smaller order 1 week and do another one. You can spread it out. I will add up all the orders you place in those 2 weeks using the host code and determine which thank you gifts you get. So like you could do a $125 order this week, and then you can do a $100 order next week and you'll get everything. Hope that made sense. If it didn't, just go to that thank you gifts page And the link is down in the video description on YouTube, and you can find it under the Learn More button on my Facebook page. Okay, so that's how you can get the card kits. And I will go back to the door prize now. I'll keep the ticker going. So I think that probably gave everybody enough time. I saw a couple hashtag door prizes come up. I think we're good. I haven't seen any come up for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and start doing the door prize drawing. So here, this is for the pecan pie and clear ribboned adhesive back dots. I knew I wasn't getting the whole name. Let me get the raffle up. Well, come on. Oh, there it is. There, good. I was afraid it wasn't set up. Okay, I'm going to count to 3, and then we'll start. 1, 2, 3, go. I started to say congratulations, and I don't think you can hear me while the crowd's cheering. That's a little button I can push to start. So congratulations, Ruth. I don't think you've won before, and you are watching, looks like, on Facebook. So just message me from my page to give me your mailing address, and I'll get those mailed out to you. I'm going to write your name down real quick. Emil Westaway. I know you've watched before, but I don't think you've won before. So congratulations. But don't worry, those of you that are still watching live, you can get a chance to win. Oh, good, Ruth, you're still on. I just saw you say yes. Congratulations. So your name's on there, so just give me your mailing address and I'll get those mailed out to you. Okay. I think we are done for the night. I'm just looking over, seeing a bunch of congratulations. You are so welcome, Ruth. I'm glad you won. Okay, I think I've seen all the comments. I'm sure I've missed some. I will go back and read them as soon as this is over. I'm going to go ahead and go to me. There we go. I'm going to have to contact the, because I know there are a lot of lives where the demonstrator puts a little circle of, and it's a video of them, so people can still tell that they're watching my live, because you can't see me when I'm making the cards. But I haven't been able to figure it out on this one. I don't think they've given us that option. They've got other little layouts I can use, but it would make it to where the card, where I'm making the cards a lot smaller, and I don't want that. So I'm going to see if I can figure that out. Okay. Oh, I saw some more congratulations. Okay, I think that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the class. It looks like you did. So I'm glad you got to come tonight. If you're watching the replay, I'm glad you got to watch the replay too. If you have any questions, just either contact me or you can even comment. Just do the comments with your question. I can answer you that way too, because I always get notifications on the comments. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy. We never even talked about the weather today, and I meant to. I'm not sure how it is. We always talk about the weather every week. It got up to 61 today. I didn't get to go outside any, but it was a beautiful day, and I hope you guys had a beautiful day too. So enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you again next Tuesday. Bye, guys, at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time.